I'm going to the gym, it's Monday night, and apparently it's the peak hour in my gym. It's a very small space, but there were like 50 people, and I see a lot of Asian looking guys. So I'm asking the receptionist, do you have a lot of Chinese going to your gym? She said, yeah, actually, a lot. I'm thinking, I can lift and learn Chinese in the same time. It's gonna be awesome. And on my way to the elevator, I'm thinking, okay, how do I actually start conversation with a Chinese person? And there is a Chinese guy spawned just right next to me in the elevator, and I didn't say a word, of course. Then we go to the locker room. We have almost the same locker. I mean, I'm 84 and he's 76. I'm thinking, while I'm changing, I'm thinking, how do I utter the first word? What do I say? And then he just points at my socks and says, basketball? But no, that was an Indian accent, but he said basketball with Chinese accent. I'm like, yeah. And I answered to him in Chinese that, yeah, I played basketball in America. And he's like, wow, so cool, I also play basketball. And then something switches in his eyes. He's like, wait, you speak Chinese? I'm like, yeah, I'm learning a little bit. And then, I finished changing, he finished changing, and we're at that awkward phase where we already made some connections. So, do we go together to the gym? I'm kind of waiting for him at the lockers. He approaches me and we continue going together. I still don't understand this social game of when do you become attached to the person and when you're not. And we continue talking. He pulls out some app where on the left side he presses the button and he speaks Chinese and it translates to Russian. And on the right side of the app, it does the opposite. And so we walked a little bit, talked in the elevator, and then he went to do his workout, I went to do my workout. And then I'm like, wait, this guy spoke first to me, so I hardly need to make any effort now to make a new Chinese connection. So I'm coming towards him. I have my notebook where I write down my workouts, and I'm passing it to him, saying, can you teach me a couple words? And I asked him to teach me how to say strong and how to say weak. Apparently, he doesn't know pinyin, he knows the characters, but doesn't know how to write it so that I know how to pronounce them. That's fascinating for me. I've been learning all these tones. If you learn Chinese, you know what I'm talking about. But he doesn't even know what tones are the words. He keeps saying them, tasting them. And just even he didn't spell them right in pinyin, the Chinese romanization, the Latin system, whatever it is. And so I asked him he taught me how to teach. He taught me how to say strong and weak. And I said, whoa, you are so strong, bro, in Chinese. He laughed a little bit, and then, he dubbed me up. And he went to do his workout, I went to do my workout. And then next time he approached me, he asked me a couple questions, then and we've been talking like this every 5-10 minutes of our workout. I ended up spending like 2 hours in that gym. And I'm very satisfied with my results. I got a real Chinese person to teach me 2 Chinese words. I think that's much better than just studying, looking these words up in a dictionary and just memorizing them. Here I can actually use them. He can teach me. And then there were 3 more Chinese people. I saw 2 bros. One of them had New Orleans Pelicans shorts, so I want to say, whoa, Zion Williamson? But I kind of hesitated. And then in the locker room, I was locker like 82 and they had 62, 64, very close to me. And I'm just kind of listening to what they're saying. And then one of the guys flexes at the mirror, and I'm using this word I learned. I say, you're so strong. And he laughs. And then the other guy leaves, so it's just me and the guy who was flexing. And I get my sock out, and I see a hole, and I gasp really loud. The Chinese guy gets scared a little bit because he didn't expect it. But then I ask him in Chinese. I say, "Excuse me, how do you call this thing?" And I point at the hole in my sock in Chinese. And he's like, tu, 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 says something like that. And he's like, "Wait, you can speak Chinese?" I'm like, no, I just love writing Chinese characters because I don't want to give him too much, what is it? So sometimes I tell people that I learn Chinese and they start talking to me strictly in Chinese and I have no idea what they're saying, and then they become disappointed. So after that incident, I don't say that I know Chinese anymore. I just like writing Chinese characters. And he was telling his friend who came back, "Yo, this guy can speak Chinese." That was the phrase he understood perfectly because it was like only 3 characters. I was so happy that I understood it. And that's wonderful because now I'm lifting and I'm studying Chinese. I feel like my Chinese vocabulary will be some gym bro vocabulary soon, but I'm also going to hospital to do some procedures on my foot every morning. So I go to the gym at night and to the hospital in the morning. And in the hospital there's so many Sri Lankan students. And they're just sitting at the tables in their phones. They don't know what to do when they're on their break. So I can ask them to teach me their language. Imagine, it's 2-in-1 in both cases. I go heal my foot and learn Sri Lankan language, and then I go to the gym at night and learn Chinese. And I'm learning so many languages right now on Duolingo, but most of them I don't even get to use them, like Portuguese and French, where Chinese I can actually use here. Sri Lankan language I can also say hi to people on the streets. I think that's awesome. No, that's what I was gonna say. I think it's more useful, also awesome, but more useful to learn the language that is around you at the moment. So I'll focus on Chinese and I'll try a little bit of that. Okay, I'm just gonna say Indian language.